Well, hello. Welcome back to my starters order save. Gonna play another week. I think we'll play, probably till the end of January 2031. I don't think I've got any runners in the Al Rashidiyah this week, but got plenty going on in South Africa and a few others as well. So I've made a few more entries for the next few weeks. Set up a few more matings. Let's just get straight into it. We've got one runner today at Newcastle, a sort of embryonic staying project called These Apples. Who, looking at the stats there, that stamina bar, he'd stay 2 miles right now. But we're going to try and get away with a mile and a half today. Going to probably have to get to work pretty early and make it a stamina test. In what looks quite a good race as well. A few who managed to win when they were last seen, so yeah, might have quite a nice prospect if this wins. Underrated Bare Naked Lady song, by the way. These apples. These apples are delicious. As a matter of fact, they are, she said. Right, let's get into it. I may or may not edit that out. We'll see.
They're under starters orders. And they're off. Fort Optimistic is racing just off the pace. Trafalgar Bomb is restrained in the lead. Buster Glenboy takes over from Trafalgar
Didn't want to make
Bomb,
the running.
racing left-handed. The pace is steady and the field is well packed. Buster Glenboy is in front from Trafalgar Bomb 2 lengths back to Worship Swing, just clear of Fort Optimistic, and then These Apples, and then Blank long back to Mosomine, just clear of Torfic and Currency. Trafalgar Bomb is pushed into the lead again from Buster Glenboy.
I think I'll try and wind it up for about
Trafalgar
half a
Bomb
mile
is 1 length in front of Buster Glenboy, a gap back to Worship Swing, just clear of Fort Optimistic, and then These Apples, and then Mosomine. Blake's Fable is lashed and is about 6 lengths off the lead. Less than 1 mile to go. Trafalgar Bomb is 1 length in front of Buster Glenboy, a gap to Worship Swing, and then Fort Optimistic, a gap to These Apples back to Torfic and Currency. Next is Mosomine, going left-handed. Trafalgar Bomb is the leader by a length. Blake's Fable is anchored in the lead about 6 lengths off the pace.
Right, I can't wait any
well
longer.
inside the
Let's get
final
riding.
6 furlongs. Blank Long is anchored in the lead about 6 lengths off the pace. Mosomine travels well. Trafalgar Bomb is 1 length in front of These Apples, just clear of Buster Glenboy. Next is Fort Optimistic, a gap back to Worship Swing, the gap to Torfic and Currency, going left-handed.
Half a mile from home.
These Apples
We're
is
in the
1
lead.
length clear of Trafalgar Bomb,
Get to the
2
rail.
lengths clear of Buster Glenboy, and then Fort Optimistic, a gap back to Worship Swing, the gap back to Torfic and Currency, a gap to Watika, a gap back to Mosomine. Less than 4 furlongs to go. Inside the final 3 furlongs. These Apples is the leader from Trafalgar Bomb, just clear of Torfic and Currency, a gap back to Buster Glenboy, back to Fort Optimistic. Well inside the final 2 furlongs. These Apples is pushed along and leads by 2 lengths.
Go on, keep
Trafalgar
galloping.
Bomb runs on late. Well into the final furlong. These Apples is ridden in the lead by 2.
I can see
These
some ears.
Apples has 2 in hand of Trafalgar
anymore.
Bomb. These Apples is 3. These Apples takes it easily.
Wow, new course record as well. I think I just had to ride it like that. If I just held up at the back and then tried to get there in sort of a normal riding style, I just think it would have been outpaced. Probably never run at a mile and a half again, but pleased to get away with it there. And it'd be a good one for the sort of Queen's Vase, Melbourne Cup, that sort of thing. It's already rated 105, so where are you going to go? Right, that was my only runner today, so done. Nothing. What's this? Oh, someone wants to use one of my stallions. Okay. Yeah, nothing this day. And now we go to Dubai. I think these are all going in the maidens. Yeah, nothing in the Al Rashidiyah. But we've got all these in 6 furlong maiden. Sleepless Nights looks like it's got upset with the little red triangle before the start, but hopefully these 4 are ready to do themselves justice. I think we'll watch and then skip.
They're under starter's orders. And they're racing.
Yeah, let's speed it
Electric
along a
Burrow
bit.
was slowly away. Fruits a Gamble leads. The pace appears to be strong and the field well strung out. Well inside the final 4 furlongs. The red balloon Beckett has been pulled up. They have 3 furlongs to go. Inside the final 2 furlongs.
Well,
Fruits a Gamble is a length clear of Amanuensis. Fruits a Gamble just lead from Amanuensis.
you've got an
Inside the
interloper.
final furlong, the double chop goes into the lead. The double chop is just ahead of Amanuensis. The double chop is up. The double chop takes it.
You gotta love the double chop. Nice. So yeah, that's bred to be a good horse. By Jude out of a 1 mile Group 1 winner, I think she was. So yeah, sort of bodes well. That's winning straight away. Manuensis ran quite well. What else we got? Fruits of Gamble made the running. Did that just not stay? Yeah. Yeah, I think they'll all be winning races. Skip, skip, skip. Okay, anything we want to buy at the sales? 60% bars. I used to name my horses like that. Oh, it was quite a good horse in its day as well. Yeah, it was. I sold it for over $1 million. And it won the Sandy Lane as well. Obviously, it's gone off the rails lately. Yeah, not buying any of those. Let's go to South Africa. And Chelmsford, apparently. So, I think this was a bit of an optimistic entry. Perry Chumley's Eclipse in a good 6 furlong handicap. I think I'll just let the game. I'll just look at the result here. Yeah. 15th of 18. Just had a feeling that I had no chance at all. But here we go, a 5 furlong maiden, which is also a listed race. I've got all but 4 of the runners, although use your cheese box and popping the protein are the 2 that have got upset before the race this time. Hopefully still have plenty of contenders. You can tell when I was naming these I've been on a bit of a Chris Morris binge. What have we got? The Gush and Popping the Protein. They're both from the same sketch actually. Probably shouldn't talk about it on here, but it's well worth finding if you can dig it out. I think it was just a radio thing. Anyway, let's see what happens, as Tomo would say.
They are under starter's orders in the Princess Charlene of Monaco. They're off.
Let's keep it on a bit.
One Pocket Slim is racing behind the leaders. Inside the final 4 furlongs. The field is strung out and the base appears to be good. Grind Her Own Coffee takes it up from Your Hydemic Sunrise. Well inside the final 2 furlongs.
Plenty of chances.
Spencer the Half-Wit just leads from Grind Her Own Coffee. Grind Her Own Coffee takes it up again from Spencer the Half-Wit. Into the final furlong. The Gush goes into a 2-length lead. The Gush is 2 lengths in front of Grind Her Own Coffee. The Gush takes it easily.
That was impressive actually, wasn't it? Had it won a long way out. Listed winner on debut. Good for my stallion as well. That Fat Lip All Nighter was my best sprinter a few years ago. But sort of early season crops it produced weren't particularly good. Just tried a few different pairings with the breeding. in the hope that it might produce something. And yeah, maybe we've got one there. That was pretty impressive, and we got the second and third as well. Yeah, hopefully you'll be winning races. 2-year-olds look a good bunch, don't they? And here are some more. The CUDA sprint over 6. We've got the shifts, 1 Inch Hospital, My Wrongs, and Triple Zipple. A couple more Chris Morris references in there for the eagle-eyed among you. Let's see what we've got here.
They are under starters orders in the CUDA sprint. And they are racing. 1 Inch Hospital is way back. Nozick Gordon is keen in 5th. Redoutes Foreman makes progress from over a length off the pace. Inside the final. Falcon Palm is pulled up out the back. Inside the final 3 furlongs.
Right,
Inside the final 2 furlongs.
Here they come.
Kutai's Irvine is just ahead of Nozick Gordon. My Wrongs now leads. 1 Inch Hospital is making headway. Well into the final furlong. The shifts is staying on. Here comes the shifts. 1 Inch Hospital is making headway. Triples just lead. The shifts takes it.
Heartbreak for Triple Zipple as the shifts gets there down the outside. Ran green as well, so if we upgrade that a little bit. God, wins 180 grand on debut as well. Very nice performance, despite running green. Yeah, so good secondary stats. Bodes very well, doesn't it? Oh, look how much we took down there. What's that? 99, 279 grand is it for the first 3? I didn't used to think to run my 2-year-olds in the international early season races, but makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because even the beaten ones will then have experience, and that'll be a big advantage when they go to pick up a maiden in England when the English season starts. Okay, this was a bit of a gamble. You saw Mrs. Gibson's Jam win in the previous video, or the one before. Only an 11-day break isn't really enough, but I just wanted to get her back out. She seemed like she was fairly well recovered, and I didn't have anything else for this race, so the danger on ratings is Soissons Tids, and we need to be careful we don't miss the break and get too far behind, because it only just got there last time.
They are under starters orders in the CTS sprint. They're off. Kilden and Banker is pushed along towards the rear. Mara Hebbe, I know, is the leader.
A bit too far forward, if
anything. Is racing behind the leaders.
Not anymore.
Mrs. Gibson's Jam is pushed along towards the rear. Mara Hebbe, I know, ups the tempo. Soya Sontids takes over. Soya Sontids is in front from Mara Hebbe. I know, gap back to Burn View, back to Aristocratic Lady, just clear of Petra's shenanigans.
Right, we're hanging in there. Got away well, and then we drop back.
Kilden and Banker is making headway. 3 furlongs to go. Soya Sontids goes well. Mara Hebbe, I know, leads from Soya Sontids, 2 lengths back to Aristocratic Lady.
I've gone inside.
Soya Sontids is driven to lead. Inside the final 2 furlongs. Soya Sontids is 3 lengths clear of Burren View. Mrs. Gibson's Jam is making progress. Well into the final furlong. Soya Sontids has 3 in hand of Mrs. Gibson's Jam.
Not today.
Soya Sontids is going to collect. Soya Sontids wins easily.
I mean, again, she did just. The jockey wasn't responding to me when I was trying to hold the position early on, but I don't think we had a chance with that winner. Maybe that just suggests she's got some limitations, to be honest. Maybe that wasn't the greatest race she won first time. Yeah, a little bit disappointed not to win that. What was the winner? Yeah, I guess that got a fairly soft lead and stays further. So he won a decent race over a mile, 5th in the Pre-Morny. Probably no shame in losing to that. Oh well. Chelmsford next with Chasey Lane. So this comes from behind. It's quite well bred. Good sprinter is the sire, and the dam, I think, won a few group. Oh no, it was just a very early 2-year-old who didn't really go on, so probably a negative if this doesn't do anything here. But we'll see. I'm talking quite quietly again because my son's asleep in the next room, so apologies if I'm a little bit whispery here.
They're under starter's orders.
Let's go.
And they're racing. Chasey Lane starts slowly. Sweet Peach leads under restraint. Sweet Peach is being held into in the lead. The field is tightly grouped. Confessional Agogo is pushed into an early lead from Sweet Peach.
I'm not going to sing the ballad
Sweet
of
Peach
Chasey
makes
Lane,
progress.
by the way. I think I've done enough singing in this video.
Confessional Agogo is 2 lengths clear of my boy Paddy, a gap back to Shantut Tchaikovsky. Well inside the final 5 furlongs.
So far my
My
music
boy Paddy
tastes have
makes
been
progress.
revealed as
Green
Bloodhound
Mining's
Gang
racing
and
at the back
Barenaked
about 5
Ladies.
lengths off the pace. Less
High
than 4
culture here.
furlongs to go. Confessional Agogo is the leader from my
Oh,
boy
gone
Paddy, a
very,
gap to
very
Sweet
wide.
Peach, and then Shantut Tchaikovsky, a gap back to Chasey Lane.
Whoa, what am I doing?
Inside the final 3 furlongs. Shantut Tchaikovsky is pushed along behind the leaders. Canadian Huff is pushed along in last. Inside the final 2 furlongs. Confessional
bridle.
Agogo is just ahead of Chasey Lane. Chasey Lane now just leads. Chasey Lane
You gonna see it
quickens
out?
into 2-length lead. Well into the final furlong. Chasey Lane is 2 lengths clear of Primula Bairns. Primula Bairns finishes fast. Chasey Lane is the winner.
It's quite impressive, really, given that I ran into all sorts of trouble, went very wide on the turn, probably got there too soon. Still won it pretty cosily. Yeah, it's a solid horse that we beat as well. Right, back to South Africa in the CTS mile. Well, we should be having the 1, 2, 3 looking at the ratings. Which one do I want to ride though? We got Amazons, who won a good handicap here last season, was second in the Criterium International, also won a conditions race. Stamina bar suggests it wants further than the mile now though. It does get £12 from Bunty Man and Coco Shunter, who are both Group 2 winners. Bunty Man is 5th in the Criterium International. He won the Vintage and the Chesham. That comes from behind. And Coco Shunter, who might be a bit of a shaky stayer at a mile, looking at that. Second in the Lagardère, 3rd in the National Stakes. Oh, it's a bit of a toss-up, really. How do I want to ride that? Maybe we'll go with Amazons, just given that she's getting so much weight. And it should be an easy ride. I know I need to challenge quite early.
Under orders for the CTS mile. And they're off. Catch Tegus starts slowly. Titus American is pushed along to an early lead. Bunty Man is anchored in the lead about 4 lengths off the pace.
Don't want to get too far behind. As we've
Going
seen, this is a bit of a speed track.
Plenty of pace on early and they're strung out. Stuff of Dreams is making headway. Bunty Man is way back about 8 lengths off the pace.
In front of Bunty Man,
Amazons is buried in the chasing
Coco
pack.
Shunter.
Titus American is in front by a length. Catch Tegus is making headway. Titus American is 2 lengths ahead of Court Close, back to Bravo Midget, a gap to Opening Falls, a gap back to Catch Tegus, 2 lengths clear of Stuffed Dreams from Tango Girl. Well inside the
Right,
final
let's start
5
making a move
furlongs.
now. Half a mile out.
Titus American leads from Bravo Midget from Court Close, just clear of Evening Falls, a gap back to Catch Tegus, a gap back to Emerson's, just clear of Stuffed Dreams, a gap back to Tango Girl from Coco Shunter.
See if we
20
can get
man is
first
taking
run
the
on
long
that.
way around. Well inside the final 3 furlongs. Amazons is driven to lead. Amazons ups the tempo. Amazons
What?
has
Nick
to in hand
this?
of Titus American. Less than 2 furlongs to go. Amazons is 2 lengths in front of Titus American. Amazons is well clear.
She's won it,
Amazons
surely.
leads and is a long way clear. Inside the final furlong, Amazons is clear easily. Amazons is 5 lengths in front of Evening Falls. Amazons is the winner. The favourite wins easily.
Nice. Never in doubt, really, was it? Once we powered on. Didn't get second though. I went to Evening Falls. Bit disappointing Coco Shunter couldn't get that. Maybe wasn't a stayer though. They should get it on pedigree out of two 10 furlong winners, I think. Bunsey Man was a little disappointing as well. Maybe he just wants a bit further. But well, winner's a winner. Bit more high culture Amazons. We're doing the Borges short stories instead of Bloodhound Gang at this point. Nothing there. Okay, 5 furlong Group 1. Crayview, Rapidophile, and I said Top, who, no offence to the other two, probably my best hope, was one of the best 2-year-olds around early season and then got injured, I think, had to finish in July. Wants to go prominently. I'm not very good at riding sprinters, but I'll give it a go.
All in for the Group 1 Cape Flying Championship Grade 1.
Let's win a Grade 1.
And they're off. Late Noble starts slowly. I said
Quite well.
Top leads up early by a length. I said Top is 1 length in front of Cotton Saturday ahead of Rapidophile. Next is Hey Up There, a gap to House Doro from Lady of the Lake, and then Plucky Gamete. The field is strung out and he base appears to be good. Cotton Saturday is clear from Rapidophile ahead of Hey Up There, back to I said
Struggling
Top
to hold
from
our
Plucky
place a
Gamete,
little
and then
bit.
House Doro. Less than 3 furlongs to go. Cotton Saturday has to in hand of Rapidophile. Inside the final 2 furlongs, Cotton Saturday is just ahead of He Up There. He Up There now just leads. 1 furlong to go. Darsha finishes
on, then.
fast. He Up There is a length up on House Doro.
It's
Here
just ran out of
comes
steam.
Darsha. Here comes, and it looks like a close finish.
It's got run out of the money in the end as well. Well, I guess that puts a bit of a ceiling on that one's ability as well, because was getting an allowance from a lot of them. It was just struggling to hold its position and briefly threatened, but just wasn't good enough against some sort of 120s horses. I guess these are good horses. It's probably going to be a player at sort of like Group 3, Group 2 level in the UK. Can't be too disheartened. Beat Rapido, who is sort of listed level sprinter really in the UK. So at least we're a notch better than that. Although again, getting weight for age, £6. Crayview has become a bit disappointing. He was winning Group 3s a couple of seasons ago. Food for thought with the sprinters. Right, handicap. Again, we got 3. We've got Gage Ailing Venue, who's been a bit regressive, won the Gauteng Guineas early in the 3-year-old season, but then just found it really hard. Struggling badly by the end of that season. Echo Beach, who I think got injured in the middle of the season, won the London Gold Cup, bombed out at Royal Ascot, and then managed another handicap. And I Eat Men Like Air, who's the unexposed 3-year-old, well bred, going way up in trip, but should stay it. I think we gotta ride I Eat Men Like Air. Let's tell the other two to challenge early, because I haven't been too happy with the rides on some of my horses trying to go around the outside and stuff from the AI jockeys.
All in for the Sunbit handicap. And they're off. Carruthers Manana starts slowly. Gage Ealing Venue is racing behind the leaders. Pose is the leader by a length. Carruthers Manana is stone last and is some 4 lengths off the lead.
Should run at Maidan, really.
Gage Ealing Venue is on
Gage
the
Ealing
move.
Venue.
Cold Cobbler races freely in third. Pose leads from Captain Raid ahead of Shevchin Barca, and then Cold Cobbler back to Kingsinger Samurai just clear of Gage Ealing Venue. The pace appears to be strong and the field well strung out. Pose is 2 lengths ahead of Cold Cobbler back to Captain Raid from Shevchin Barca from Kingsinger Samurai just clear of Gage Ealing Venue, a gap back to Carruthers Manana ahead of I Eat Men Like Air.
Stamina bar is fading.
Kribilla is pushed along out the back, well inside the final 6 furlongs. Cold Cobbler is racing midfield a couple of lengths off the pace, turning left-handed. The favourite has nowhere to go, well inside the final 5 furlongs. Poses 2
ground on the
lengths clear of
bridle.
Shevchin Barca back to Cold Cobbler from I Eat Men Like Air, and then Captain Raid from Carruthers Manana ahead of Kingsinger Samurai. Inside the final 4 furlongs. I Eat Men Like Air makes progress. Gage Ealing Venue is in the mid-division.
Let's
3
see what we got
furlongs to
here.
go. Pose leads from I Eat Men Like Air, clear of Gage Ealing Venue, back to Cold Cobbler. Next is Captain Raid back to Kingsinger Samurai.
It's getting
Pose is a
away.
length up on I
Stamina
Eat Men
bar's
Like
gone.
Air. Inside the final 2 furlongs.
Gage Ealing
Pose
Venue
is a
getting
length
into
up on Gage Ealing
the
Venue.
other two.
Gage Ealing Venue now just leads.
We're
Echo
staying on
Beach is
again a bit.
making progress. Inside the final furlong, Gage Ealing Venue is a length clear of Echo Beach. Gage Ealing Venue is 1 length ahead of Echo Beach. Gage Ealing Venue takes it.
Well, that's a surprise result. The one I rode was awful. Gage Ealing Venue is back. Maybe just goes particularly well in South Africa or something. But yeah, wins a nice handicap there of 104. I don't know why it would suddenly be back. Maybe the ground was a help. Well, winner's a winner. Echo Beach ran quite well too. That's the end of that day. Right, back to Kenilworth for a second day now. We got mile handicap. We got Dream Catch Me. 3-year-old return. Sort of got found out whenever it went up into group company last season, but should stay further. Although wouldn't be a copper bottom stayer at a mile. Looking at that, and too legit to quit. Second in the Dewhurst last year. I think I'll ride that. Hopefully win another.
All in for the Richmark Holdings handicap. And they're racing. You've been mode start slowly. Hillajaby is racing behind the leaders. Ballycullen is pushed into an early lead from Rosie Dawn. Ballycullen is the leader from Rosie Dawn, and then
Further
Dualaji just
behind than
clear of
ideal.
Spanidays from Hillajaby are 2 lengths clear of Dreamcatch Me from Giving Mode from Gadrionis Telru. Ballycullen is pushed into the lead again from Rosie Dawn. Dreamcatch Me is pushed along towards the rear. Ballycullen is 1 length in front of Dualaji, and then Rosie Dawn a gap back to Savannah Days, a gap back to Hillajaby. 5 furlongs
Getting
to
a bit
go.
desperate, to be honest. Just couldn't
Too
hold his
Legit to
place
Quit is
at
pushed
all.
along out the back. Too Legit to Quit is improving from the rear. Ballycullen is the leader from Dualaji. Next is Rosie Dawn, just clear of Savannah Days, a few lengths to You've Been Mode, a gap back to Gadrionis Telru, just clear of Dreamcatch Me, and then Hillajaby just clear of Too Legit to Quit in last position. Inside the final 4 furlongs. Turning
Dead
left-handed.
on its feet, isn't it?
Inside the final 3 furlongs. Ballycullen is clear from Rosie Dawn, and then Dualaji. Gadrionis Telru is racing midfield and under pressure.
It's run no
The
sort of race
favourite
at all.
looks out of it. Too Legit to Quit is out of it. Less than 2 furlongs to go.
The other one
Here
doesn't look
comes
like winning
Savannah
either,
Days.
really.
Savannah Days now leads. Savannah Days goes into a 2-length lead. Inside the final furlong, Gadrionis Telru is running on. Savannah Days has quickened into the lead. Gadrionis, and that is a close one between Savannah.
Well, Dreamcatch Me didn't run badly in the end. Got the distance. Probably these two are just sort of lesser lights. That's how this one looked last year. And what happened with Too Legit to Quit? No, the secondary stats are awful, to be fair. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, now one of my best horses in a Group 1 race. Quite a fun one to ride as well. Mad Girl's Love Song. It has to come from last. Really stays a mile 1, so you have to make your move fairly early. This looks a good race as well. Highly rated horses. She's 5 now, so chance she might be on the way down. Got to get this one right.
They are under starters orders in the Group 1 Cleverley Majorca Stakes G1. And they are racing. Duneva is racing just off the pace. Baby Bunting is way back about 3 lengths off the pace. Carol's Legacy is pulling hard in the rear. Bridegale races freely in first. Racing left-handed. Rose of Mooncoin makes a few places. Bridegale is 1 length in front of Rose of Mooncoin, back to Rajnagara, just clear of Duneva, ahead of Carol's Legacy and then Greba. Bridegale is 1 length in front of Rajnagara and then Rose of Mooncoin, a gap back to Duneva from Carol's Legacy, a gap to Greba. They have 5 furlongs to go. Bridegale leads from Rajnagara from Rose of Mooncoin, just clear of Duneva and then Carol's Legacy, just clear of Greba and then Gallant Star. Bridegale is pushed into the lead from Rajnagara. Well inside the final 4 furlongs. Bridegale is in front from Rajnagara, ahead of Rose of Mooncoin, a gap back to Duneva, back to Carol's Legacy, just clear of Follow Flanders from Gallant Star. Inside the final 3 furlongs. Carol's Legacy is back in the chasing pack, a couple of lengths off the pace. Mad Girl's Love Song is under pressure out the back. Bridegale just leads from Duneva. Well inside the final 2 furlongs. Duneva takes a fractional advantage. Here comes Rajnagara. Rajnagara now leads. Inside the final furlong, Baby Bunting is making progress. Rajnagara is pushed along into the lead. Baby Bunting takes it up close. Oh, Baby Bunting takes it.
That's a bit crap, really, wasn't it? Just never comfortable. You run through beaten horses for 6. Wasn't actually that far away from them. Just run off her feet, didn't she? Yeah, it's disappointing. Did she win that race last year as well? Yeah. That is disappointing. That's her worst result in quite a long time. Hopefully just a blip. Right, another Group 1. Urban Spaceman has boiled over, unfortunately. Kato Moments, who was my surprise Group 1 winner last season. And in the Pines, I think I was regarded as a better horse. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm going to ride. We've definitely raised the tone in the last few horses. We've gone up to Sylvia Plath and Lead Belly. I feel a little bit less ashamed of my names now. So the favourite here is Lava Eyed, who is Irish, is it? No. British as well, on a Group 3. We're better than that, surely.
They are ready to go in the Group 1 Investec Kate Derby Grade 1. And they are racing. Inf Pines dwelled. Guy Bulga leads up early. Guy Bulga is 1 length clear of Odin Flips, just clear of Sadler's Reins, next is Strings, next is King Garrett Carter, a gap to Urban Spaceman.
Where's
The field
Lava
is strung
Eyed?
out and he base appears to be good.
Must be in front of it. There it is.
Speightstown Mist is on the move from over 3 lengths off the lead. Inside the final mile. Middenham Book is in the rear division, about 8 lengths off the pace. Speightstown Mist is on the move. Middenham Book is racing at the back. Guy Bulga leads from Sadler's Reins, just clear of Odin Flips, a gap back to Urban Spaceman ahead of Speightstown Mist, and then King Garrett Carter, and then Strings just clear of Just Squad, a gap back to Inf Pines. Inside the final 6 furlongs. Sadler's Reins takes up the running once more from Guy Bulga. Guy Bulga is driven to lead again.
Goes well.
Guy Bulga is 1 length in front of Sadler's Reins, clear of Odin Flips, just clear of Urban Spaceman. Well inside the final 5 furlongs. Speightstown Mist is racing midfield and under pressure, about 6 lengths off the pace. They have 4 furlongs to go. Strings is last in, driven along.
What beats us from here?
Inf Pines is pushed into the lead. Turning left-handed. Middenham Book is racing wide of the pack. Well inside the final 3 furlongs. Inf Pines is 3 lengths in front of Guy Bulga from King Garrett Carter back to Sadler's Reins. Inf Pines goes for home. Well inside the final 2 furlongs.
Haven't quite settled it yet.
Pines has 3 in hand of King Garrett Carter. Pines leads the way easily. Well into the final
It's over now,
furlong.
I'm going to stop riding.
Pines is 6. Pines is going to come. Pines is the easy winner.
I hate how the commentary said that. Wow. Wins a Group 1 by 4.5 lengths, ease down. It was a pretty bad one. Well, I mean, the third's won a Royal Lodge, though. Is by one of my stallions, so... that's interesting. Oh, I've already put a follow on that. Obviously, already shown I'm keen to buy that. Kato ran well, it's just too far back. Begin to pick up towards the end. Yeah, it could run in the Derby. Urban Spaceman boiled over and still finished 6th, so yeah, is that the first Group 1 winner I've ridden on video? That's by Vuko, a stallion I've actually stopped using because I just found they were all a little bit lacking basic speed, but it's definitely had a few Group 1 winners now. It's a filly as well, so beat the Colts. Right, now the star of my stable at the moment, Racing Admin Slag. Relentless Group 1 winner, but did get beaten in this last year. So the streak could be in danger. Fiction Monsieur is a good horse. Abayan Kalanisi is a good horse. All chapter no book. very solid Group 1 horse in his own right. Ooh, actually feel a bit of pressure ahead of this.
They are under starters orders in the Group 1 Sun Met celebrated with Mum G1.
It's a terrible draw, we've got to get over.
They're off. Secret Acclamation is restrained in the lead. Abiyaan Kalanisi takes over. Abiyaan Kalanisi is 1 length ahead of Secret Acclamation next to Signatory Visa back to Lemon Drop Red just clear of Fiction Mansur from Racing Admin Slag. They are strung out like washing. Less than 1 mile to go.
Please let me in.
Sultan of Scramble is way back about 9 lengths off the pace. Abiyaan Kalanisi is clearly ahead of Secret Acclamation from Signatory Visa back to Lemon Drop Red just clear of Fiction Mansur just clear of All Chapter No Book just clear of Flame All Frenzy. Turning left-handed.
I've got to get in.
Signatory Visa is pushed along mid-division about 5 lengths off the pace. Inside the final
Too
6
far back, I
furlongs.
think.
Abiyaan Kalanisi leads from Secret Acclamation ahead of Signatory Visa from Lemon Drop Red. Orientalist is pushed along towards the rear. Less than 5 furlongs to go. Abiyaan Kalanisi
Do a lot of
has not
running
been
already.
asked a question yet. Racing Admin Slag is on the move. Less than 4 furlongs to go.
Can we save something?
Abiyaan Kalanisi leads from Signatory Visa ahead of Secret Acclamation and then Fiction Mansur from Lemon Drop Red.
No, I've got to
Less
ride
than
now.
3 furlongs to go. All Chapter No Book is improving on the outside in 7th position. All Chapter No Book is racing midfield
Desperately
and
trying
under
to save
pressure about
something.
3 lengths
Finish
off the
here.
pace. Less than 2 furlongs to go. Abiyaan Kalanisi is 2 lengths
Should
in
have
front
beaten
of
Shea.
Secret Acclamation. Racing Admin Slag is flying. Well into the final
Oh, go on,
furlong. All Chapter No Book is making headway. Abiyaan Kalanisi is a length clear of Racing Admin Slag. Abiyaan Kalanisi wins.
There's no shame on that. She had a terrible trip through the race and that made all the running. Yeah, she beat that easily last year. Damn, the winning streak comes to an end. Obviously just finds that track somewhat tricky, especially from the coffin box like that. Run a massive race, really. God, I had the 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Never mind, onto the stayers. So I've retired a load of stayers. My oldest one now is Son Culotte, who won the Curragh Cup. What's the pecking order like? Kale Oroso, last year's Ledger winner. Steady as she goes, up in trip. Oaks winner. Wash My Hands. Probably more of a handicapper. Jelly of Giggles. Park Hill then got found out. Won the Ebor as well. Steady as she goes. Let's go with that. So let's look at the opposition as well. They've got 40 Proof down as the main danger. Stays well. Won a race already this season. I like to think we're better than that, but let's see.
They are under starters orders in the Group 2 Blue Label Telecoms Cape Stairs. They're off. Stage Ayrton is restrained in the lead by a length. Jelly of Giggles is anchored in the lead about 4 lengths off the pace. Wash My Hands takes up the running from Stage Ayrton. Stage Ayrton moves through the pack, going left-handed. Sans Culotte races wide. Wash My Hands is being held into in the lead. Wash My Hands is the leader from stage air to the gap back to Alvita and then steady as she goes back to 40 proof from Prudent Princess. 40 proof is back in the chasing pack. Wash My Hands is the leader from stage air to the gap to Alvita a gap toss steady as she goes just clear of 40 proof next is got her chips ahead of Sans Culottes back to Jelly of Giggles and then Prudent Princess. Sans Culottes races widest of all. Joachi is last and driven along. Wash My Hands is clearly ahead of stage air to the gap to Alvita a gap toss steady as she goes. Wash My Hands is the
I
clear
feel like
leader.
we've gone that fast here.
Sans Culottes is racing midfield about 6 lengths off the pace. Inside the final mile. Q Oloroso is pushed along towards the rear. Wash My Hands is 2. Got Her Chips has been pulled up. 7 furlongs to go. Turning left-handed. Stage Ayrton is pushed into the lead. Stage Ayrton is ridden
Ooh,
into
this
the
guy's
lead.
trying to steal it
Got Her
already.
Chips is out wide. Inside the final 6 furlongs. Steady as she goes is making ground. 5 furlongs to go. Stage Ayrton is 2 lengths ahead of Wash My Hands a gap toss steady as she goes just clear of Alvita just clear of Q Oloroso. They have 4 furlongs to go. Steady as she goes is making headway. Joachi is under pressure out the back. Got Her Chips races widest of all. They have 3 furlongs to go. Sans Culottes is pushed along mid-division. Stage Ayrton is ridden in the lead by a length. 2 furlongs to go. Stage Ayrton is pushed along in the lead by a length. Stage Ayrton just leads from steady as she goes. Stage Ayrton is ridden in the lead.
Go on, get there.
Inside the final furlong. Steady as she goes into the lead. Steady as she goes is ridden into the lead. Steady as she goes is just ahead of Stage. Steady as she goes is the winner.
Good ride on the second horse there. Just nearly stole it, I think. If I'd reacted any later, that wasn't coming back, was it? Probably quite a decent animal as well. Yeah. I think maybe the fourth was probably given quite a poor ride. Just never had a chance from there. But that's why you ride them yourself. You can't trust the AI on this game. Right, 7 furlong handicap, Aviso Group, Oblivious, who's unfortunately boiled over, and My So-Called Life. So, Aviso, hold up horse, probably quite badly handicapped now off 106. Oh yeah, I think I bought this mid-season, won the Buckingham Palace. Oblivious. That one has boiled over. It's a shame, probably would have been the main hope. My So-Called Life. Okay, this one's unexposed. I guess I'll ride that one instead. So this one wants to sit a bit handier than the others, so bear that in mind.
Under orders for the Tab 1400 handicap. And they're racing. Mayfair is driven into the early lead.
Oops.
Mayfair is 2 lengths ahead of Fidjar Pathfinder and then My So-Called Life, a gap back to Vain Agency and then Hula Chabir. Turning left-handed. Blue Lightning is lashed and driven along. 5 furlongs to go. Mayfair is 2 lengths in front of Fidjar Pathfinder and then My So-Called Life, a gap to Oblivious back to Vain Agency. Next is Hula Chabir just clear of Aviso Group. Aviso Group is taking the long way around.
I might
Inside
get
the
banned
final
for this
4
ride.
furlongs.
Banned for this torso on my inside twice
Mayfair
now.
is 3 lengths in front of my so-called life, back to Fajar Pathfinder, just clear of Oblivious, back to Vane Agency, just clear of Aviso Group, the gap back to Hilichabir is pulled up out the back. Aviso Group closing on the outside in 6th position. Mayfair is 2 lengths in front of my so-called life. Less than 2 furlongs to go.
Hasn't really picked
Mayfair is
up.
3 lengths clear of my so-called life.
Leader's stopping
Mayfair
though.
is 2 lengths in front of my so-called life. Inside the final furlong,
Go on.
Mayfair is pushed along in the lead by a length. Fajar Pathfinder finishes fast. Fajar Pathfinder.
Looked like it was getting there and just faded right at the end. Fizo Group was staying on from too far back. Probably should have won. Probably not a strong piece of form if that's going close off 106. Oh well, and that's the end of that day. So a couple more days left and then I'll wrap this video. Just the one runner today. At Lingfield we have Maybe Used to Drive, Seasonal Return, and 1 mile. Wants to be ridden handy. It's by Gizeo. That's a stallion I booked to a mare earlier in the video, or who someone wanted to use. Isn't a great stallion, but I saw one of its progeny for sale out of a decent mare, so thought I'd give it a go. It's a useful horse. It's not a star, but secondary stats are quite useful. Hopefully win another race or two before I offload.
They're under starter's orders. And they're off. Very Well Read is racing behind the leaders. Cunton is the early leader by a length. Cunton is 1 length in front of Very Well Read, back to Judge Gareth, the gap to Oladiog and the gap to Upsale. Indian Valley is keen towards
I
the
got
back.
distracted reading a
The
text.
field is strung out and he base appears to be good.
That's why we're not prominent.
Maybe Ashildriv makes a few places from over 2 lengths off the lead. Cunton is 1 length clear of Judge Gareth, just clear of Maybe Ashildriv, and then Very Well Read, just clear of Lady Ogan, the gap to Obler, and J Boss the gap back to Upsale. 6 furlongs to go.
Made up the ground fairly
Cunton is 1
cheaply.
length clear of Maybe Ashildriv. Next is Judge Gareth, the gap to Very Well Read, just clear of Lady Ogan, the gap to Obler, and J Boss the gap back to Upsale, just clear of Henrietta Holmes.
I'd love to get
Well
over.
inside the final
Yeah.
5 furlongs. Cunton is the leader from Maybe Ashildriv, 2 lengths clear of Judge Gareth, back to Very Well Read, the gap to Oladiog, and the gap back to Ballard and J Boston, then Upsale. Inside the final 4 furlongs.
Stamina bar's ebbing away.
Maybe
It's
Ashildriv
just going to
goes
fall in a
well.
hole, I think.
Cunton is the leader from Maybe Ashildriv, 2 lengths clear of Lady Ogan. Next is Very Well Read from Judge Gareth. Next is Upsale, a gap to Obler into Bost. Well inside the final 3 furlongs. Cunton is the leader from Lady Ogan. Next is Upsale. Less than 2 furlongs to go. Upsale takes a fractional advantage. Upsale is a length clear of Very Well Read. Upsale is pushed along into the lead. Inside the final furlong, Upsale is pushed along and leads by 2 lengths. Upsale has to in hand a Upsale takes it well.
Yeah, I possibly cost that to the race by being slowly away. So won't read too much into that. It showed a bit, didn't it? Went quite well for a few furlongs. Well, until the last couple of furlongs. Another message. Postscript. Yeah, sure. And miss you, Jenny. Fine. So 2 more runners and then that'll be it for this video. We have Death, Thou Shalt Die, running up at Newcastle. Way up in trip from its 2-year-old season. Prominent runner by the look of it. By far the highest rated. Keep it simple then.
Under orders. And they're racing. Sonnenburn is racing behind the leaders. Detherschulte is the leader by a length. Pliny O'Ryan races a little freely in second. Detherschulte goes into the lead by a length. Nuceira is driven to lead early on. She's got the luck is last and is around 5 lengths off the lead. With Gareth makes progress inside the final mile. Racing left-handed. Nuceira leads from with Gareth from Detherschulte a gap back to Sonnenburn back to Loctis Man and then Juliet ahead of Pliny O'Ryan from Curthil Thomas. The Amazing is in the mid-division about 5 lengths off the pace. Curthil Thomas is on the move. Well inside the final 6 furlongs. Detherschulte takes up the running from Nuceira. Curthil Thomas makes progress. Nuceira is pushed into the lead from Detherschulte. Well inside the final 5 furlongs. Racing left-handed. Juliet is pushed along in midfield about 5 lengths off the pace.
Let's go and get this done.
Inside the final 4 furlongs. Nuceira is 1 length ahead of Detherschulte a gap to with Gareth just clear of Curthil Thomas a gap to Sonnenburn. Next is Pliny O'Ryan. Well inside the final 3 furlongs. Detherschulte now just leads. Be Amazing is on the move. Less than 2 furlongs to go.
Coasting.
Detherschulte is the leader from with Gareth the gap back to Curthil Thomas ahead of Nuceira. Fashion Side is making rapid headway.
Sure.
Inside the final furlong. Detherschulte is 3 lengths clear off with Gareth. Detherschulte is 2 lengths in front of Juliet. The favourite, Detherschulte, takes it.
We won? Oh my god. It got pretty desperate towards the end. I thought, oh, we're going to win on the bridle, and then that thing down the outside was flying. Yes. By a head. And a thaumaturgist, a 5 furlong conditions race. Already had one go this season and disappointed, so even pace. Hopeful but not expectant.
They're ready. And they're racing. For example, well, Thaumaturgist leads. Racing left-handed. 4 furlongs to go.
Got the lead pretty easy.
Leads from Rasher Verzi clear of Dreamy Desire from, for example, from Colloquial Eddie ahead of Mesha here encounter a gap to and Raspberry in last position. Well inside the final 3 furlongs. Rasher Verzi is 1 length clear of Thaumaturgist clear of Dreamy Desire. Next is, for example, a gap to Colloquial Eddie, a gap to Shahir
right,
encounter.
Let's go for it. What have you got?
Inside the final 2 furlongs. Thaumaturgist takes a fractional advantage. Thaumaturgist is a length up on Rasher Verzi. Into the final furlong. Thaumaturgist is pushed along into the lead. For example, takes it up. For example,
couldn't have had it much easier and still got picked off. But for example, it could be quite a good horse. Possibly. By Bunna-Curry, South African stallion. Oops, out of decent handicapper. Bit of a bridle horse mine there, perhaps. Right, that was it for that day, and then that's it for the video, I guess. So we won one Group 1, didn't we? There we won the Cape Derby, and yeah, Racing Admin Slag got beat. We won that Group 2. Wow, I've dominated that Group 2, and I won the last 6 of those and 8 of the last 9. That eluded us. Cape Derby, well, another race I've dominated, won the last 6. Mallorca Stakes, disappointing defeat from Mad Girls. And, picked up a few 2-year-old races. Yeah, bit of everything, a few disappointments and a few causes of celebration as well. So next video, looks like a quiet week coming up apart from the Al Maktoum Challenge. One sale, no doubt I'll have runners on most of these days as well. And look forward to seeing you then. Cheers.